let's get into a specific area of expertise for our top guest in Bomac, which is Terence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez. Paul, I mean, I saw the fight. I was in Spain, got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, waited and eventually got what I wanted to see, which was a top quality fight. And a worthy winner, and the judges scoring, Jesus. I mean, there wasn't even a debate for me. This was 8-9 rounds to Terence Crawford, with maybe the first round tied and 2 or 3 at max to Canelo at max. What did you make of the fight?
I think maximum Canelo got 4 rounds. I was, as I said before, I'm not one of them people who picks someone before the fight and then changes my mind after it. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford did win, but I did back Canelo.
Yep.
I thought it was
we didn't, Bomac.
Yeah,
we didn't.
You didn't. It was an unbelievable fight for boxing purists who are watching for the feints, the traps, the combinations, the counters, everything else. But it wasn't really an electric fight for
it didn't catch
fans.
a light, did it?
It didn't catch a light, but I think it was the 9th round. Like, watching that little clip, what we're seeing now of the 9th round, it's phenomenal what they were both doing. But I thought Crawford made Canelo look his age. I thought Crawford... Now, I'm not going to say Canelo looked old in there and take away from Crawford, and I'm not just saying it because he's sitting here, but I thought Crawford probably made him look his age. I think he was too sharp, too fast, too quick. He was one step ahead. He was setting up traps and moves early on that were paying dividends later on in the fight. And I just thought he had that aura of confidence and arrogance, which a top champion will have, that you're not beating me in this fight, and it was one winner.
Did you think some of and we'll get on to the strengths of Terence Crawford, because I think he's absolutely what he is and what we all know him to be, which is an absolute fabulous fighter and, you know, a GOAT. Did you think that, well, I thought that some of the fights that Alvarez has picked recently, and Paulie Malignaggi touched upon it, didn't he? But he was much more vitriolic than I'm about to be. Some of the fights that he picked against William Skell and Edgar Berlanga, that not at the level, weren't helpful for him to go into a fight against someone like Crawford, who is a master of his profession.
Absolutely, but they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking, that just because of the weight he should be okay, because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, it was probably too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad, is what I'm trying to get at. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night, and the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because he hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomac, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of the communication, the coherency of it, and the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said, and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? As much as one can. As much as one can.
It would 100% how we thought it was going to go.
Did it?
It would 100%. Him stepping forward, him throwing the wide shots, him moving his head, you know, him trying to fight on the inside. It went just like how we wanted it to go. That's what performance you guys got from Terence.
Was it easier than you expected? Because, I mean, he made it look easy in there. We were talking upstairs, talking about, like, when you're doing the little pitter-patter shots and then whamming the shots, and that means you're in total control and your comfort zone. Was it easier than you expected?
Let me tell you this, man. So, like, in the corner, going through the fight, you just like, kind of like tensed up a little bit, you know, is he doing this, is he doing that right? You know, but after the fight was over and then you sit back and you watch the fight, yes, it was easy. It was easy. It don't seem like it when you in the corner and you looking, sometimes you can't see the camera guy right here. He might get caught with this shot, the crowd go wild and like, damn. But when you sit back and you go watch it, he did exactly what we thought he was going to do.
I make the point because I think it's such a good point to make, that the coherency and the composure. You talk about the moment where, you know, you're saying that did we do this and could we done that, and looking back on it, yeah, we did. I felt the level of composure and control in that corner was world level, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
In terms of his work.
We talked about this last week, Hugo, when you got your main guy in the corner and he's firing the instructions and you've got complete silence. We see it so many times now, Paul. You say, like, there's absolute pandemonium going on in the corner with everyone speaking. The fighter needs calm, and that's exactly what we got there.
It's ridiculous, and you see a lot of these new fan signers, and there's 15 voices in the corner. And we spoke before we came down, didn't we, and asked them a question. And it wasn't even really a question, it was a compliment. I said, I love the way, as soon as he gets in the corner, he says, have you got anything to add? And he's with him every day in the gym alongside Bomac. So it's an important voice. And then Red's there also, and he'll get his input in there because they're with him every day in the gym, and it's not just Bomac, and he gives the credit and the praise to the assistants to help out as well. And he gives his advice. It's a calm corner and it's a calm fight, and then standing up for the next round.
Do you have those conversations before, obviously, you get to ringside? Because what I'm saying is, there is always one guy giving the instructions, but when in the heat of the moment, you get all these voices coming in and whatnot. You must have those conversations before. Say, listen, let me speak, let me control this, and I'll bring you in when.
We have those conversations all the time. I run the corner and I run the gym with the coaches just like a football team. You got the defensive coordinator, you got the offensive coordinator, you got the linebackers coach. Same thing that they do, we do. Me and Red, we break the fight down in the corner. Red talked to me about what he's doing more, what the opponent, what the opponent's doing more. Some of the things I need to say when I get up there. Bo, watch out for this. Bo, watch out for that. You know. And while we in the gym, I'll pull back and I'll say, "Can you guys work the corner? I'm gonna score the round and see how you look in the corner, see how you perform it. I'll give you the thumbs up or I'll give you the thumbs down if I think you won that round, you know." And then Saul, Red, or Bernie, they in there talking, they in there giving him instructions. So if the ever time come to one of us is not there or I'm not there myself, everything runs smooth. Everything runs smooth.
Where does your expertise lean? Towards the offense or the defense?
Offense.
Offense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was
they say? Offense create defense.
Yep. Exactly. The best defense.
It's the best form of defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Offense is the best form of defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was fight week like? I mean, obviously we see a lot of noise and we see a lot of background. Terence is always rather understated in the way he presents himself. So comparisons say something like the build up to the Errol Spence fight. What was fight week like for you over there?
Man, fight week was like just a normal week. It was just a normal week for us to get up in the afternoon, get his run in, check his weight, go eat, lay down, go to the gym later, work out, you know, a little light workout. You bring the workouts down because you don't need that heavy workout stuff no more. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the time you get to Thursday, you just shake out, sweat a little bit, and just get ready to weigh in on Friday.
The fight week of that magnitude, though, must be very difficult not to get caught up in all the because, I mean, it was big. It was about as big as you can get, but you do a great job, and Terence does a great job of just keeping away from all the getting caught up in all the hype, which is great for the fighter.
Man, it's nothing new to us, man. We've been here before, so... and then we practice it in the gym too. You know, we get those days of how you kind of mess off a little bit, and I used to do this to them when they was kids. Hey Terence, hey man, what you think about this? Hey Red, what you think about that? Asking questions, just get ready for the media, get ready for everybody running up on you, asking for a whole bunch of tickets, asking for this, asking for that. You know, we practiced that stuff years ago until when we at that point now to where it's just like, okay, it's just another day to us. You know, I love the hurrah part about the fight, but
this is what we talk about when we say the importance of having someone in the corner that's actually done it before. Because like Paul was saying earlier in the show, you know, and it's no disrespect to trainers that haven't boxed before, but when you've done it, you know what it is, and it's all about preparation. You're doing that not just with the physical side of things, but the whole package.
Exactly, man. You know, not just only trainers. To me, trainers just train the box. Just we inside the gym. You have to train everything. Outside the ring, inside the ring, outside in life is general. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to me too. You know.
What does Terence do next? Where does he go next? Have you spoken to him since the fight?
We had a few words. Right at the fight, I came over here, so I'll see him in a couple of days. And, you know, Terence liked to chill and spend time with his family and, you know, take some trips here and there. And then he'll get back in the gym. We'll talk about it.
Middleweight?
We'll talk about
it. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Terence, because obviously, you know, you guys grew up in the same area, in the same street, the relatability of it. Give us a little bit of insight in the dynamics of the relationship, how it works between you two.
Man, me and Terence got a beautiful relationship. You know, he could be, one day be my son, next day could be my nephew. We got the gym together, so we could be business partners. But we got one common goal, is to win. Always to win. When it comes to that boxing gym, it's for the kids. kids have a safe haven place to be outside in the neighborhood.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you told me before as well, which would be good for everyone to see. You started training Terence while you were still fighting yourself.
Oh yeah. When Terence, I think he started when he was 7. I was still in the gym, and he walked in the gym and with some other kids, and the trainer Midge was like, "Hey man, stay around and help the kids." I ain't got nothing else to do but go out and mess around in the street. So that's what led me to being one of Terence's trainers.
With the success that Terence has had, what effect has that had on the area, around the area, with the kids, etc.? I mean, that must be such an inspiration for them.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful for the gym. It's beautiful for the community. It gives the kids in the community some hope that if he can do it, I could do it too. Terence still stays close by the gym. I stay close by the gym. And, the gym is definitely in the ghetto. So, it's...
Has it got busier? Has it got busier off the back of Terence?
Oh, yeah. The gym is always fat. We can probably average between 75 to 80 kids in there a day. We also have a wrestling side, too, so that plays a big part, too.
You can tell Terence does that. But also what I was going to say about that is also if kids in that area who are just like Terence, seeing Terence doing it, if he can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
And that's why they'll come in the gym even more.
Can I ask you about the level of respect and credit and recognition that he gets? I mean, I was sort of touched by some of the commentary, or should I say irritated by some of the commentary that was suggesting that this was a legacy fight. This is a two-weight, undisputed world champion that seemed to be having his legacy defined by this fight. And then you have an American commentator that goes straight in rather than says, how wonderful the achievement is. Is this your last fight? Which really annoyed me with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomac, that he gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. He knows the path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route and he went this route, he's ducking the other middleweights. The other welterweights, so he's ducking the 140-pounder. No, he's not ducking them. He's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way because that's the way I wanted to go. So he got a lot of criticism for that. And when he got criticism, they criticized him for not fighting this person or that person because he on this side of the street or they on that side of the street. So
surely he must have silenced them now, though, with jumping up weight divisions and beating Canelo Alvarez, who's been dominant for the last 7 years.
I thought he silenced them with the Spence fight.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate.
He
totally
made
agree with you.
Easy for me.
That was one of the best performances I've seen witnessed in a boxing ring, for sure. You look at that and you go, off the back of that performance, he beats or lives with any welterweight in any era.
And part of my reason why I didn't think he'd rise to it again for Canelo was I thought every fighter has that special night, and I thought Spence was his special night. He might not get better than that, and he did. He's even better. And
also, there was a lot of talk after the fight, as we always get, that Canelo was maybe, like, he was shown there, he's on the slide, he's past his best. But let's look at the brilliance from Terence Crawford and what he took away from Canelo. People talking about Canelo not jabbing in that fight. That's because Terence never allowed him. Out of the southpaw stance, as an orthodox, you throw that jab, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And that's down to the brilliance of Terence as opposed to how bad Canelo was.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to look at.
Canelo was brilliant at closing distance. Bomac mentioned it before, the little step. He steps in, he moves the head movement before, he's in range. And it was nullified in that fight by Terence.
Well, we talked about it, myself and Simon on this show. We're saying, it's about who can control that space. Yeah. Terence is great at that. You don't have to run around or whatever, but he chose to sit in the pocket when he wanted to sit in the pocket. Yeah. He chose to go for a walk when he wanted to go for a walk. And Canelo couldn't deal with that. He said it himself after the fight, look, I couldn't work it out. Yeah. And that was what it was. I think that, you got to look at the technical side of things. That was brilliance in that.
Boxing IQ.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Boxing IQ. Beautiful.
Do you think, last question on the recognition of him, do you think he's got the profile in the States of the achievements that he's done? 3 weights, undisputed champion, do you think it's likely that because his personality isn't flash and brash and it's not full of, braggadocio? I mean, I thought he was quite robust in the press conference afterwards when he had a few goes at a few people about some of the things that have been said about him, some of the opportunities that he felt he'd been held back from. Do you think it's a case of when he finishes, and which we hope won't be anytime soon, that the profile that he should have had whilst fighting will likely find itself in recognition of what he achieved, because what he's achieved is phenomenal, right?
Right. I'm sure Terence probably can care less what people say about him, but one thing he did, he said that really stuck with me, and it's going to stick with y'all too.
Yeah.
They're going to miss me when I'm gone.